because they have nothing else to do. So if you want to start changing what these kids are doing, when I was growing up, an idle mind is what?
A devil's workshop.
A devil's workshop. So if you want to start changing, and it's not all the police, because you guys have your hands full with keeping the peace and enforcing the law. But the problem that we have is, if you look around this room, you see a lot of men in this room. But if you look out here in this community, you don't see those men putting into the community like it used to be. So we need those men in this community to step up and say, okay, fine, we need to find some things for these kids to do. Listen, I've had a nonprofit in this community for the last 23 years. All right, and it's hard work. But I can tell you one thing, we saved quite a few, and we need to save a lot more. But if you want to save these kids, you have to put something in place to give these kids something to do. And once you give them, I can tell you what, you can give me $100,000, and I can create 3 things. And I can save 75% of these kids running up and down the street right now today. Music, basketball, and what else? You see what I'm saying? Music, basketball, and what else? Football. And you can create programs, simple programs, that these kids can do. It'll get them off the street, because they're not going to mess up the good thing that they got going on. What we have stopped doing, we stopped putting the money in the programs and start putting the money in the locking them up. And when you got to reverse that, you got to give these kids a focus of something to do, because unfortunately, mama, they're not getting it at home. There's some people that's just not getting it at home, and you just got to accept that. But that doesn't mean we got to throw them away. The city, the community can put those things in place. We got rec centers all over the place. But there ain't no programs for anybody over the age of 16 in there. Anybody over the age of 15, they got programs for little kids, after school programs for little kids, but middle school programs, even when you got, for example, DFACs. DFACs stop paying for after school program when they hit a certain age. And at that age is when they're in the street. You see what I'm saying? So you leaving them in the street care. There's every day I come up here to get a haircut or whatever, there's a string of kids right up here on this corner. A string of kids right up here on this corner. And I know APD can't be here all the time, but that's dangerous right there. But it's because they have nothing else to do. There's nothing in this community to do. There's no At Promise Center over here. There's nothing for them to do. And until we start really addressing the root of the problem, and start putting some programs in place for these kids to actually have something to do and grow up to do, we're going to keep running, because they're not going to sit at home. You can forget that. But if they don't have anywhere to go and nothing to do, they're going to be in the street.
Well, how does that relate to how our approach should be to people on the street? I mean, because to me, really, that's why we're here.
Well, I mean,
You got the hardest jobs on the planet.
to be honest with you, I mean, me being a teenager myself and probably standing in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you all are, I'm not going to say you all, I'm going to say officers are so aggressive. See, the aggression ain't going to work. You know, that aggression is what's going to keep us separate. So if you're aggressive and the kid aggressive, he can go to juvenile or jail or whatever they have you. But once he get out, his thought process of who you are is even worse than it was before. Because he already saying, oh man, I don't deal with the police. I don't deal with the police. So as soon as you jump out your car, hey, come here. When you jump out with that aggression, they're like, there we go.
Why
This is everything that I've always heard.
But why is he jumping out?
Listen, man. I don't know exactly why the police jumping out the car. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. I grew up on Martin Luther King. I've been walking with a book bag. Police jump out. Hey, where you going? Oh no, I live here. Where you going? You don't live here. You see what I'm saying? So it's a disconnect. You got to treat the residents like residents. You can't. Everybody's not a suspect. So some of these kids, sometimes they are, sometimes they not. So the disconnect come in where you got them kids who are knuckleheads that you know, get slapped on the wrist, you know what I mean? So then you see a kid who's not on the head, he don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like some of these kids don't even know the breakdown when it comes to dealing with police. You know what I'm saying? They don't know.
That's why we're here.
They don't even know where to
So to
start.
piggyback on your question, as a 15-year veteran, what do you expect me to do if this man just said on this corner every day it's a gang of kids doing whatever, right? And then we got my man saying we need to do something about the truancy problem. So if this is my beef, I will talk to you at first, and then as the months go by, and you basically keep doing whatever you want to, at some point, talking gonna go out the door.
Yeah, talking gonna go out the door, but I'm saying when we're dealing with kids, how come we can't, even as an officer, we take one of these kids on the wing and say, hey man, I got something for you that'll show you a better way, rather than keep telling them like, hey boy, you need to get yourself together. Hey boy, you need to get yourself together.
But
you tell them that 1,000
how
times,
many
when you gonna
kids-
show them, they ain't gonna feel it.
I'm with you, but at that rate, how many times do you understand that we humping calls, and Miss Sally is tired of these same kids standing on her corner on her grass? So we gonna be the ones get the calls that after I tell you, we're expecting that once I tell you, hey Reese, I'm gonna need you to go ahead on with all that, all right? After so many times, it's like,
The language got to change. I mean,
Right.
even as a teacher, I'm sure as a teacher, though.
I'm sure as, listen man, I don't know how many times I say the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what gives me gratification about what I'm doing and let me know I might can't save everybody, but some of them get. When I get ready to go home in the afternoon and one of those kids walk past me and say, I see you tomorrow, Mr. Taylor, how was looking? That let me know that, boy, it might have been rough, but what I'm doing, the services that I'm
It
giving,
helps somebody.
it gonna help somebody.
Right.
So you're right, you might can't get all of them, but I'm pretty sure it's one or two kids somewhere along the line that'll touch your heart enough to say, man, let me show him something different.
it's more than that.
You know what I'm saying? Let me show him something different. You know, I keep coming past him. I keep getting complaints about him. Let me show him a different way of life, then maybe I can help him. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, jail is a big business. Like it's no reason for us to ignore that. Like
Jail ain't
kids
what-
being locked up and being in there, it's money, and we gotta start acting like it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's beneficial for the government. It's beneficial for a lot of people. Like all these companies, they got this money in these jail systems with all this stuff that they making in jail, and you know what I mean. Even with the Victoria's Secret, they withdrew once it became public. You know all this stuff that's going on.
We get sidetracked again.
We're not getting sidetracked. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that
the initial question. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm trying to.
if you said it, then you are.
I mean, I'm an asshole.
If you said it,
No. Let's be
if you said
clear.
it,
I'm
then
the
you are.
asshole right
If
now.
you said it, then you are.
No
You know
problem.
what I'm
I'll be an
saying?
asshole right now. We're gonna get it because I need more people in the
I have
community to
response to that.
respond to his question. You know what I mean?
I'm a defense attorney, so I work with kids that are obviously in the system because they've been arrested. One of the things that you can be mindful of is the type of charges. Number one, I've seen kids beat over the head with just beat over the head with charges where it's overly aggressive. I agree. I've watched plenty of videos from police officer body cams and dash cams where they are literally jumping out the car, yelling at my kid, and it's like, what is all this for? Without even having the facts. And I've had cases where my clients are actually not as involved as the officer originally understood, or innocent kids, or even the ones that are guilty. It still doesn't warrant that level of aggression when you're dealing with shit. I'm sorry, cursing a lot, but even when you're dealing with adults, but particularly kids. So I would say, number one, be mindful of the charges. If it's not a felony, or if it's not, or if there's a reasonable misdemeanor that can apply to the situation, then not trying to destroy that child's life. Number two, it's already been done in many counties, including this one, but dealing with us and prosecutors and the court system in general, and developing programs for kids so that they don't have a record because they stole an iPhone when they were 12 years old or something like that. anyway, that's my response. Just being mindful of the charges are huge. Charging kids with felonies when, you know, especially when they're at that on that cusp where they're 16, 17, and now I'm trying to fight to get them back in juvenile court so that they don't have a record. When it doesn't warrant when the activity doesn't warrant that type of charge, and working with the court system to get a better.
Let me say this before I foremost. First of all, I want to say thank all you officers because y'all protect and serve. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing here. To me personally, it's a judgment call. If you got to call a 15-year-old with a gun, you got to be aggressive because you don't know what's going to happen. But that 15-year-old can go shoot my mama, blow my dad's brains out. Now you get a call, a petty theft call, and stealing. It's on the call, and I understand y'all job. It's a judgment call every day. If you ask me, I couldn't be a police officer. I'm serious. I'm being honest with you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you got a family like I got a family. I want to go home. Say. So sometimes you have to be aggressive. In certain situations you don't. It's a judgment call. But I do thank you guys. I applaud y'all for the job y'all do.
My thing is with the APR and with these teenagers out here, what I don't like is all this carjacking going on,
Slight
and
crimes.
then when a lot of crimes going on, but when y'all and then the teenagers shooting at y'all got to protect yourself too. Y'all human too. This just a job for y'all also. Like he said, y'all got a family at home too. But soon y'all buddy hit because y'all trained, y'all weapon trained, but y'all buddy hit the wrong way. Everybody want to jump down the police throat, and I don't agree on that because you doing your job. But if it went him, it would have been you. You get what I'm saying? If it went you, it would have been the next person before that person. And I don't agree on that. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What do in reference to the slider crimes? Let's talk about that. All right. And if anybody that's not familiar with what they've made a name for it.
Yeah.
That's where when you at the gas station pumping your gas,
Yep.
and they come in the car, take your purse,
Yep.
jump in your car while you got your baby in there. That's what it's called.
They even doing it with your kids in the car.
Okay. As a police officer, how should I handle that? If it's a kid that I've dealt with 3-4 times, he with an ankle monitor on, out doing it. Like, how should I handle that?
I mean, you got to take them to jail.
Right, right. Go
They get
ahead.
right back out. These juveniles, they know they gonna get right back out. That's why they doing it. That's why they keep doing
I
it.
mentioned that in a
They
little
know they
little
gonna
longer
get right
than that.
back
Just a
out.
little tiny tag onto that. There's a big difference between some of the kids that you're probably talking about who are mischievous or who are delinquent, and they're getting into little petty trouble all the time. And we don't want to ruin that kid's life. We want to get that kid some help and some encouragement and a mentor or whatever they need. We got some of these kids that are doing these slider crimes. Yeah, they're stealing out of a car. These kids are shooters too. You know, some of them are people who will pull the trigger on their fellow gang members or rival gang members or on the police or whoever. And so sometimes the crime seems petty at the time. You know, it may seem like it's something small or minor that we don't want to ruin a kid's life over. But some of these kids are a lot worse than that, and we got to factor that in. Sometimes we know that, and the community may not. And I'll say this too: you made a fantastic point about kids and their emotions and being young and that kind of thing. And I'm a gang detective too. I don't have 15 years on like Ty does. I got 14. I'm almost there. But I've been working gangs for 10 years, and you know, before that, I was once a rookie police officer. And you get this authority, and you're told to go out on the street and protect people, and you put your life on the line and step into dangerous situations. And when you start out, you don't necessarily know how to handle that authority all the time. So you're going to get out sometimes, and you're going to jump down somebody's throat because you don't really realize it's not time for fifth gear. You know, it takes some time to learn that. And if you've watched anything on the news about APD, we've got a pretty high attrition rate.
Right.
We've got a lot of officers with
What
less
does
than
attrition
5.
mean, sir?
We have a lot of officers with less than 5 years on or less than 3 years on who don't have that kind of experience that we get over time. So with 15 years on, Ty approaches stuff way differently than a guy with 1 or 2 years on does. There's a lot of reasons why that happens, but we have to remember that too, not as a way of excusing it. We have to understand just explanation-wise, it takes a while to learn how to do this job well. And a lot of times we're losing people, you know, before they learn to do the job well, and that costs us a lot. But that experience is what helps us measure between the kid who is a shooter doing something petty and a kid who's just kind of lost and doing something petty that we need to help.
And I want to say another thing. I'm gonna let you all have it, but it seems like we quick to deem the kids as like these predators. since the Clinton regime came with that, that's all the kids, you gotta watch these children, they'll kill you. You gotta watch them. No, man, we ain't gotta watch all the kids. It's like, soon we see a teenager with a nappy afro, he a suspect, or he don't look as clean cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have a clean cut kid doing just as much as a kid with a nappy hairstyle, walk right past him like he's the saint, you know? And we gotta stop targeting these kids. Like, it don't start with kids. I promise you it don't. It starts with somebody older than that child. Like, it's a trickle down effect.
Starts at home.
And we can't just keep pointing the finger at the kids, talking about what they doing.
Everything
These
starts
kids are
from
not
home.
committing all the crimes, and they're not even the mind behind all of these crimes most of the time.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm assigned to the ATF as well, and I deal with gun crimes and gangs. All right, and it might seem like breaking in the car is a petty crime, but if somebody came through here and broke in, how many cars in the parking lot? Give me that, 50 cars.
Okay.
They break into 50 cars and get 20 guns. That's 20 guns on the street,
Yep.
right? And
But I don't mean it's right, but them 20 stupid people for leaving.
that's not true. That's not true. You listen. Let me finish. Let me finish. You want to know why? Because in a lot of businesses, you can't take your gun in.
Right.
That's true.
You
Know
can't.
that.
So
That's
what
true.
am I supposed to do with it? I'm gonna leave the house with it,
That's right.
and I'm gonna leave it in the car.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna put it in the glove compartment, and I'm gonna go have a drink, or I'm gonna go eat. I'm not expecting somebody to bust my window out, right? And these kids,
That's happened to me before. 'Cause I'm-
my car been broken into before.
I'm not the police. I'm a licensed weapon carrier of the state of Georgia. And I work clubs, like I host clubs. So when I leave from my house to that venue, I want to feel safe.
Right. And that's your
my
right.
right to feel safe.
Correct.
But I'm not going to bring it into the club because they don't allow that in a private establishment. So I leave it in the car. My car been broken into and my stuff has been stolen.
I mean, that's
The point
that's
I'm-
America, bro.
Right. But the point I'm making is,
We're trying to paint that picture like this stuff don't happen all the time.
we're not. What we're trying to do is come up with a solution to try to rectify the problem.
Hey, it may sound, I'm gonna tell you that from my point of view, we're doing a lot of finger pointing here. Don't sound like no solutions have ever came
He
up.
just said,
What?
I haven't heard
wait,
one.
wait,
I just
wait,
keep hearing,
I
what I'm
said-
supposed to do if this kid doing this? What I'm supposed to do
Because the same stuff that you're saying, we've been doing. I've been mentoring since for 15 years.
And I
I've
got-
taken number of kids under my resume speaks for itself.
No,
So listen, let me finish.
Because your resume is beautiful.
Because you
Like,
saying that like we're not. That's why we're here. The whole goal of it is to try to connect with you guys to come up with a solution to dealing with this problem. Because guess what? When we walk out of here, it's still gonna happen.
Yep.
Guess what? Guess what? When these people go to the gas station, one of y'all might be the victim. I might be the victim. You know what I'm saying? So we not necessarily pointing fingers. This is the reality we living in. And at the end of the day, it's not just the police's problem. This is your community. We work in it. We're visiting. I live in it too. This is all of our problems. Although the police is gonna be the one that are responsible because when something happens,
I said we're doing a lot of finger pointing. We keep talking about what they doing.
because we talking,
talking about
because we
what's
trying to
going
come
on.
up with a problem,
I
the
know, but
solution.
listen, if we keep pointing the finger, we ain't gonna come up with no
So
solution.
what do you suggest?
I ain't suggesting I'm here for the discussion.
You talking?
I gave a bunch of suggestions. You
Okay.
wanna listen?
I've been here the whole time.
Man, right there.
I've been here the whole time because we're trying to pose other questions. We don't want you to be anything that you want. We want you to answer a question, give a question, and we go. That's
I
it.
gave you what I thought.
Thank you.
And we heard you.